Back now, 8:44 with you today. We're answering your questions about the coronavirus in collaboration with Facebook. So a lot of viewers asking lots and lots of questions pertaining to their health and their well-being. So our pal, Dr. John Torres, is here. He's our medical correspondent. And Vicki Nguyen, NBC's investigative and consumer correspondent. Guys, thank you so much for being here. All right, Lauren posted this first question. Take a listen, Dr. Torres. Oh, maybe I'm reading it. Okay, it says, I decided to cancel my upcoming IVF cycle due to COVID-19 concerns. I'm hearing of other doctors canceling treatments due to growing concerns over the virus. What do you recommend?
You know, it's interesting seeing all the different things that are being affected by the coronavirus outbreak. And this is one, to be honest, I hadn't really thought about until we got this question. But it's important for people, especially those people that are going through a cycle to try and get that fertility treatment up and running. The American Society for Reproductive Medicine said if it's elective, if you can hold off on it, especially embryo transfers, then go ahead and hold off. If you're mid-cycle, which means that if you stop, you have to basically start at square one, that's a different story. Talk to your doctor about, you know, can I postpone it a little bit? Should I still be coming in? Looking at the site, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, they're saying that all their different clinics that they represent are taking all the precautions they can. They're keeping people at home that are sick. And so for some people, it's going to be elective. They can postpone it. For other people, it's not as elective, might not be able to.
It's also really pricey, so they have to take great care with that. Okay, Beverly has another question for you, Dr. Torres. Take a listen.
I was wondering if the coronavirus would affect my mother's cancer treatments in any way.
Okay, because her mom is starting chemotherapy.
And we know chemotherapy can suppress your immune system, which is a concern because if you get coronavirus, that can make things a little bit worse and make it more likely to get coronavirus. But it depends on what the chemotherapy treatment is for and how much you're into the chemotherapy treatment. If it's something, again, that can be postponed and not cause many health issues, then it's probably best to postpone it a little bit. On the other hand, some things you can't postpone because you need them desperately at this point. Talk to your doctor and say, is this something I should still be coming in even though I'm concerned, or can I postpone it?
Okay, so Sandy wrote this. It's a great question on Facebook. She wrote this. I may need surgery. Have waited a year for the surgery. Can I still have it? It's some kind of a work accident. It sounds like workers' comp. So
and if she's waited a year for the surgery, that puts it into the elective category. And what they're saying right now is let's hold off on elective surgeries because we want that capacity for the hospitals. Plus, you don't want to be in that surgery, that recovery from surgery issue that could, again, put you immunosuppressed unless you need to be. So if it's not elective, in case like this, sounds like it's elective, so she needs to work with work comp to figure out how to get that done.
Vicki. All right, Lizzie's got a question for you from Instagram. It'll resonate with a lot of parents. My son is home from college and away from most of his friends. I sensed him distancing himself and getting depressed. Next week starts online classes to finish the next 6 weeks of college. How do you keep an 18-year-old motivated to finish and so they don't sink into a depression, which I can imagine a lot of kids are probably feeling that.
Well, first things first, Lizzie, encourage your son to continue to be in contact with his friends, not just via chat, but also FaceTime or Google Hangouts, which you can do 10 people at a time. It's really important to maintain that face-to-face contact to feel connected. She also mentioned depression, and I read her question on Facebook. A lot of doctors now, because of the relaxed HIPAA standards, because we're in the state of emergency, can actually FaceTime or Skype patients. So if your doctor is not accepting walk-in patients at this time, call and see if they will see your son and talk to him over technology.
This is a basic. Gerard wants to know, is it okay for people to get haircuts?
No. Sorry, Gerard. The president has made it very clear that we are in a at least 15-day stay-at-home period. So please, the only weapon we have against this virus and slowing the spread of this infection right now is if we all collectively make sacrifices, stay home, and if we must go out, wash our hands.
And most of those places, by the way, are shut down anyway, around here at least. Jenna asks an important question on Insta. Take a look.
My question is it advisable to shop online right now? I want to help keep money moving if I can, but I'm concerned about shipping and postal workers who may need to stay home to practice distancing.
Okay.
I love that. That's a great question. A lot of people are asking. There's no official CDC recommendation on whether you should be shopping online right now or not. There are guidelines you should take if you are handling packages, though. Every time you've done handling your mail or your package, make sure you wash your hands. These are workers that are going to be working regardless. This may not be the time to update your entire spring wardrobe, but if you need to buy things or you're trying to support a local business, it's okay. You just need to take some precautions to protect yourself.
And in addition, Amazon said they were going to hire, I think, 100,000 new workers. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.